Is this a weird amount of food to take from a funeral?
What's a normal amount?
Seems like too much.
Nah. They really didn't want to keep him. I didn't really feel like it was an option not to take him.
Yeah, I guess. You can't eat gluten, though.
Yeah, I know.
So what are you going to do with 21 sandwiches?
I don't know. They were just panicking about how much food was left over, so I offered to take a tray, and then they looked so relieved that I offered to take another one. You weren't there. You were talking to Scott.
Yeah, I was catching up with Scott.
You guys are getting dinner next week.
Were you eavesdropping?
I mean, it was kind of hard not to hear you two. It was pretty quiet in there.
Are you mad at me for talking to Scott?
I'm not mad. I mean, I am like a little embarrassed for you. You got picked up at a funeral, but
It wasn't at the funeral. It was at the reception afterwards.
yeah.
Yep. You want to come with?
What? No.
Then what is... Why are you mad?
I'm not mad. That was just so tacky.
Me talking to Scott?
No, just like the whole thing. Like, why didn't Morgan speak? That was weird, right? Like, didn't they break up? And then the programs? God, the clip art of a sunset? Jesus, the whole thing was just so ridiculous.
It was a memorial service. You know, there are always programs where they're going to leave them blank. Morgan did look like she was trying to cry, though.
But that picture they picked of him, like with the buzz cut, and God, the choir, those songs.
I didn't realize you were so close to Nick.
I guess I wasn't as close as you all. But just dignity and end of life, you know? It was just so tacky. It was so sad.
Yeah. You seem like extra sad.
What?
I'm just saying, I thought it was strange. You were crying a lot, like way more than most people there.
Okay.
And I thought it was funny because you didn't know him as well as other people. Like, you met him, 2 years ago? And most of us have known him since school. Jesus.
Do you have like I mean, why were you even looking at me? Like, why would you be looking at me during a funeral if not just to like judge whatever it is that I was doing?
I'm just saying, I thought it was interesting.
Count?
No.
Okay.
What?
You said that I met him 2 years ago, but I met him 3 years ago.
Okay.
I just feel like you're coming for me for being sad at a funeral, and I met him 3 years ago, so.
Great.
Are you jealous that I cried? Because you didn't cry at all.
No. No, it's just that I know you and I know that you were crying about not Nick. You were crying about funerals and the need for funerals and how one day you'll have your own tacky funeral that you won't be able to control. Not about Nick being gone. Well, also Nick being gone, but more about the other thing.
Is that a bad thing?
No, it's just that you were being so critical of me and you weren't even crying for the dead guy. You were crying that a guy was dead. And yeah, maybe that was annoying because I knew Nick and he deserved to be cried about. And that funeral was fucking weird and an embarrassment to Nick. It was nothing like him and I hated it and I wanted to leave. But apparently you were having some cathartic fucking experience of your own about your own bad funeral. And these fucking sandwiches. There's so many of them. And you're not even gonna eat any.
I might. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take them to the neighbor across the street. She has grandkids.
Are you gonna tell her they're funeral sandwiches?
Should I?
Tell her they're from a birthday party or a graduation.
Should I change?
It's New York.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna cancel that dinner.
Why?
You were right. It was smarmy. Like his friend just died. Our friend.
I don't know. It's hard to meet people here.